Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Cities Skylines, starting off with another little time lapse here. This one is about 14 and a half minutes. If you want to jump forward, feel free to do so. So we're starting off, I was building this road here, which I didn't actually end up really using. It's still there, like we'll use it eventually. But I was going to use this as a way to get to the highway because I was like, oh, the trucks can, go down this way rather than having to cross over onto like this main elevated road. We could sort of separate it all out. It turns out that that was going to be way harder than I thought it was going to, because when you get down to this point, I was like, I don't really know where the road's going. And then we almost just have two roads running in parallel that seemed kind of pointless. So in the end, I didn't follow through that idea, but we'll obviously use that for like zoning and building some other stuff there later. But, for that initial idea, I was like, you know what? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, there were a few suggestions to go ahead and actually build an interchange in the tunnel and sort of do it that way. I really don't like that just because, I don't know, realistically, if you had the option of building the interchange underground in a tunnel and building a bunch of tunnels, or you could just do it outside in the air and building bridges, you would probably do that one because it'd be cheaper and be quicker and you wouldn't have to worry about all of that sort of digging and tunneling. So that's what we're doing. It totally ends up like Spaghetti Junction, but I think it actually ended up looking okay in the end. There's like a lot of like little loop-de-loop roads or like little sort of spiral roads that will spiral up and spiral down from the highway to connect everything up, but we end up getting a connection going in all four directions on the highway. So like, well, entrances and exits from both directions, and it actually all works out pretty well. And I was surprised that I was like, I was genuinely surprised that I was able to get that to work, because I started off this and there's a bunch of this that I even cut out because it just wasn't working. And there's like this kind of stuff here where I have to raise up the highway to get the trucks to fit underneath and all of that. And the reason I did this one here, obviously we could have entered down and just connected to the road underneath. I thought it'd be a lot better if we have this sort of highway exit just join up over to this one, because obviously a lot of people using that exit are going to be going to the industrial area, or even if they're not, if they're just joining onto that main road later on in the future and getting to the downtown, it's way better to just cross over the road, not join underneath, and then you wouldn't have to worry about all the intersections down the bottom. But we do also create like a little branch off of this ramp that will go the other direction, so you don't have to sort of go all the way over there. And it also allows us to make that merge point that where all those trucks are sort of merging onto that main road. It means that we can sort of disable right-hand turns, so no one's cutting across traffic. They're only merging and continuing on in the same direction. So that was kind of the idea behind that, and that's why I thought that worked actually really well in the end. And then, of course, that means you might be thinking that the exit there, they can only go one direction, which at the moment they can, but we then end up adding in another little ramp that allows them to loop around. You can actually see it there, that one there, that little loop around ramp. I didn't record a lot of these little loop ramps because they took forever to get right, because I had to build them. I built them like separately, then I used Move It to drag it in over and then sort of fit them in the right place and get them to look okay. It was a bit of a nightmare to try and get that all to work out, but it did in the end, and I'm actually quite happy with it. Like, you got all these like little loop-to-loop roads everywhere, and it means like so the trucks coming back from the industrial area, they just take a left-hand turn onto that on-ramp that sort of loops around. It means they don't have to stop at traffic lights, because I didn't put any traffic lights there. You don't need it. They sort of just join straight on the highway. There's no stopping. It's perfect. And you can see we did that sort of other highway exit connection there where it sort of branches off and joins that sort of elevated overpass. So that's where that goes. And that sort of all worked out in that sense. Now, here's the other thing I'm doing. I'm reworking a lot of the train line here, because I mentioned that I wanted to do this the last couple of episodes because it just wasn't working particularly well. So I'm sort of double tracking a lot of this. I guess quadruple tracking, because each, you'll see each track has two tracks on it anyway. What am I saying? Each train line that we're building has two tracks already built into it. So I'm kind of quadruple tracking it because there's four. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I'm building two train lines. Obviously, one for cargo, one for passenger line, because we want the passenger line to not get stuck around the cargo trains, because you might have seen we had like loads and loads of traffic and loads of train traffic just getting to the cargo harbor. And it was actually to the point where the trains were blocking the sort of bypass. Like, so if there was a passenger train there, they'd just be stuck in the train traffic trying to get through. So I was like, I just want to completely separate those. The pedestrian or the passenger line is actually going to go around the mountain rather than in front of it like the cargo line. So they actually branch off and go different directions just to make all of that sort of a little bit easier. Then we also start building up a lot of this side of the train line as well, like all over here. We're going to start putting in a bunch of houses and commercial and offices and all that, because I wanted to start building up this area. We also just need a lot more people in the city in general. So that gives us the place to do it. So I'm doing a lot more high density in this area. Not like skyscrapers, but like medium density apartment blocks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just sort of raising up the road because it was a little too low. Actually, the other reason I sort of raised up this whole area was because it meant that we could have that sort of passenger train line run down below, and it meant we could easily bridge over it without it looking weird. So I actually decided to, plan for the rail line this time, instead of like this whole area where I built the rail so close to it that I couldn't fit any bridges in. But anyway, you can see we moved it back a little bit now, so there's a bit more space, but we still have to do a fairly large bridge just going over the rail line there. You can see where the train line used to be. So a lot of this area, I do even change quite a bit. Even after I build it, I sort of build a lot of this stuff, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to change that slightly. There's actually a lot of people walking around this area too, like across that little pathway. But yeah, we sort of join it all back up together, as you can see there, and then we just do a normal bridge over this way. And I think that actually worked out okay. Like, I think that looked okay. And also, yeah, I was like, so we're building up a lot of the new area, but we still have this whole section back here that I feel like we probably need to fill in as well. Like, all this area I leave empty still because I haven't updated it yet. Also, did I build this road with the wrong trees the first time I built it? Because I swear it had the custom trees I put on it. But anyway, that's why I sort of just went through and replaced it all with the custom trees rather than the vanilla ones. But whatever. If they don't think that I had the custom trees, sure, if you say so. I don't know. Yeah, so just doing a lot more sort of house placement and that in this little area. Because I just wanted to fill out this space between the train line and all the houses. Because I think it's nice to have it all packed in. Because I want this area to be pretty packed in. Like I said, and like we've been talking about, it's a pretty nicely... It's a nice looking area. It's very leafy. It's very green still, but it's still very packed in. It's still very dense. Probably not the nicest place to live because we've got the highway running over it. We've got the train line next to it. But it's, it's miles better than the other side of this map with all the like really dirty, gross industrial areas. So like you'd still probably prefer to live here, but I don't want it to be like super nice or anything. So this little area I build up and then I actually change it because you might notice on the main road that sort of goes underneath the highway interchange. First of all, that we're basically creating a lot of traffic that's going to be running through that area because we have the highway interchange on that main road, and that main road is also the main connection between this whole residential area and everything on the other side. So there's going to be a lot of traffic running through there, and in that middle section where we've got like 3 intersections all joining together, so there's like this section of 3 junctions in a row, all really close, and I'm like, that's just stupid. That's just really, really stupid. And it did actually prove a problem when we did a highway entrance and a bunch of trucks from the industrial area were queuing up and it was taking forever because I couldn't get through all the intersections. So I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. I should probably just reduce the number of intersections because we only needed 2. So that changes sort of a little bit later on. I kind of build this and I really like this area because I wanted this area to be a bit more high density. So because it's between like the highway, the main road, between the train line, it's like sort of crammed in there. So I really like the idea of this sort of being a high density area, and it still remains that way. But I removed quite a few of the buildings when we have to rework it to actually get a little bridge in the area instead. And I'm making sure to do lots of trees in this area because, like I said, I want it to be leafy and green. I want it to look nice. Like, it should at least look nice. Whether or not it actually is nice or not, that's a different question. And, we don't always answer that here, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so you can see the cargo now sort of curves off that way. Passenger stays up the top here. And this is sort of where we're building up this area. So this little section... it's going to be the other side of the train line. So it is kind of separated, but I think it's still pretty well joined. It doesn't feel like it's a random section of building and housing all away from the rest. Like, even though it is on this like weird section between a train line and the highway, and it's sort of like you have to go over bridges, I think it still feels pretty well connected because the roads are like right there. There's a couple of bridges to it. Like, it doesn't seem like it's completely removed and like almost like a weird island, like, or a weird exclave or something. I think it fits in quite well, and I think it fills out the area nicely. And I do change this area a little bit more as well. Like I said, we're going to move where that sort of highway exit is, and that sort of branches off. We're going to move that bridge, that sort of asymmetrical bridge. We're going to move that soon to the other road, where it just means we don't have to worry so much about all the intersections and the traffic. So you can see, I don't know if you can see in the background there at the top of the screen, all the trucks turning right. I realized that was a really bad decision because we have the highway entrance there. We don't really get a good look of it. You can kind of see it in the background there. You can see how many, yeah, here. Yeah, we're moving it now. Because I was like, that's where I originally put it. I didn't even record this bit because that also took a long time. I'm recording this one because we're sort of moving it all. I realized that was so stupid because all the traffic is coming from the other way. So they all have to turn right and cut across oncoming traffic. And then they get stuck at traffic lights and it's really stupid. I'm like, why didn't I just put it here where we have a lot of space? It also makes more sense because the other one was going over the bridge and over the water. This one's going over land. I'm like, I don't even know, to be honest, I don't know what I was thinking when I put it over the other place when I could have just put it here. Like, I don't even know how that happened, I'll be honest. I was like, that makes no sense. So anyway, putting it here is great because that means we only have 2 intersections on the road. We obviously have that intersection just there. And then there's the one further up with the other highway entrance. But actually, yeah, that one has, those are the 2 intersections with traffic lights. Obviously, we're technically creating another intersection here when we join it to the road, but there's no traffic lights on this one because obviously the trucks coming from the industrial area, they can just turn straight onto the highway entrance without having to stop. The other ones, they do have to do a right-hand turn across oncoming traffic, but I didn't put any traffic lights there. I just told them to give way so that if there's any oncoming traffic, they just sit there and wait and then they go. And that's actually working really well. I'll tell you what though, we are having way more trucks come to this area now than trains. And I think it's because they have way better access now. I think because we have the highway connection right there, there's way more businesses preferring to drive their products here. And it's actually kind of a problem. Not a problem in the sense of it being bad for our roads. It's just like half of the trucks that get there despawn and they don't actually deliver. I'm like, if you just sent a train, if you put your stuff on the train elsewhere and then sort of trained it out this way, it would make more sense. So it's like, I don't really know how to encourage them to use trains more. I guess because the regular train line is so, it's really long. It's probably a lot longer than if you were to drive. That's probably why they don't use it. So I'm wondering, maybe we should try and build a more direct regular train line instead of having it go all the way around the map. That would probably solve it. I'm not going to use the high-speed rail to send cargo. That's definitely not what I want to do. But if we we're going to do it, we'd probably build a rail line sort of nearish that. It'd obviously be lower speed. I mean, we could do it. I think that would probably get them to use the cargo trains out that way more. I might look into that. I don't think we'll do it in the live gameplay, though, because that would just take way too long. That's one of those things that's going to just take me forever to do. Anyway, so we're building up this area now, which is obviously just this whole section we've put together. This is going to be a more medium density area. I was like, I kind of like this. The only issue with it is I don't think it makes a lot of sense at the moment. We need some reason that this would be like a medium density area. In the sense that there's no public transport connection in this area. It's kind of just randomly there. Like, you typically find more high density stuff around a train station or something like that. So like further like down where we have the high speed rail station, like that would make more sense. But I really like the look of it here. So we're going to have to sort of retroactively figure out a way to make this make more sense. Like we could do a light rail system down the main road. That's something we could definitely do. And that's something that you guys were suggesting as well. That's like super possible. We could connect this whole area with that. I did do a bus line through the area, but that's about it. That's not going to really spur on this medium density growth. So we could do that. There's not really room for the train line because it's sort of down the bottom. If we were going to do it, we'd have to do it further down the road. Sort of probably on the other side of the hill even. I don't know. Like that's something I got to figure out. I like the look of it though. Like that's the thing, but I don't think it would really make sense that they would do it. Because I guess they've got that look. They've got the highway connection, but that's still not a great reason. We could do some big parks or something as well. That is something I wanted to do, is get some park life stuff in here, wasn't it? So maybe we'll have a look at that. Like we'll have a look at this area when we jump into the game and see if we can figure out a way to make it, make more sense and be more like more of a high density hub or medium density hub for the city. So we'll see what we can do. I do want to move. Here's the problem. We've got like the high speed rail at the moment that goes to the current station further down the road, but we're gonna want it to be in the sort of central area of this place soon. So I'm thinking we need to expand that rail and just remove the existing stop we have for it, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like it makes a lot of sense at the moment, but you can see we're very rapidly expanding. Most of the population density is going to be over this side, and it just doesn't. I think that's right at the front, and that's something I didn't actually plan for when doing all this, was how are we going to get the high-speed rail over the other side of this new area? I probably should have just built it at the time. So that's something I want to do. I will probably do that in like a time lapse or something, or maybe I said I wanted to stream cities, and I haven't done it yet. Because here's the problem: every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to stream cities, I'm like, but the episode before it hasn't come out yet. So then I'm like, well, it's kind of spoilers from what I've already done. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is that like an issue? Would you be like, oh, if you haven't seen me, like the episode? Because the thing is, the episode would come out after my live stream. Like I would, because I'm live streaming, because I'm obviously recording this now, and then this episode goes out tonight. But I would be streaming before this episode goes out if I was to stream, you know? And I'm aware that your feedback obviously won't be useful for today because this will come out after that case. But I want to know, like, is that a problem? I mean, I don't think so, but some people are like, oh, I want to see you build it first, or like, oh, spoilers. Is it a spoiler? I'm like, it's City Skylines. Can you have spoilers for this? I mean, I guess, but realistically, that's kind of the only way I could do it. Because every time I go to stream, I'm like, oh, I haven't posted this yet, though. So, and then it just makes it really difficult. Anyway, we're pretty much done with this area, just, or at least what we've done so far with it. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the game, and we'll have a look at it all, and then we'll get building. We'll see what we can do to add public transport here and all of that stuff. So this is what we did in the time lapse. We sort of built up this interchange. I realized we didn't get a very good look at it because it honestly took me way longer than what was in the time lapse. So basically, exiting, so we've got entrances and exits from both directions. So if you're coming this way on the highway, you can exit down here and you can go. So if you come down this ramp, you can only go left. So you can't turn right here. It just doesn't allow it. You just go straight along. And that's basically the way that industrial traffic can get down here to the whole industrial area. I did consider sort of building along here, just directly connecting it, but it looked really weird. So that made more sense. But then obviously if you want to turn right, you can't do it there. So then I added this underneath ramp that does have a set of traffic lights that allows them to come out and turn right. They cannot turn left there, so there's no way anyone would ever come down here and turn left. They can only go there. And then you might see this other merging lane. This lane here, they cannot go straight across. They can only go right, so they can only merge that way because they don't need to go down there. Basically, so that's the exit for this direction. So we'll just call this southbound, that's northbound. So the southbound exit goes here. You can split off and go that way. Or if you go this way, this is the one that only allows you to go directly down here. But obviously, if you wanted to go left instead of right, you can come down this way. That will allow you to turn right here and then go left down there. Or obviously, that will connect out this way. Now, the entrances, we have one here. So this one is obviously entrancing. I don't know. Entering northbound is what we're calling it apparently. And then that's accessed by the set of traffic lights under here. So these guys can use it if they want. Not a lot of people go that way. Or of course these guys can turn right and go up that way as well. And then we have the other entrance here, which is on this side. And then as I said in the time lapse, these guys can just flow on directly. There's no set of traffic lights. They can just flow straight up, so there's no slowing down whatsoever. These guys do have to give way so that you can see that they will stop there until there's a break in the traffic, and then they'll go. So that's how all of this works. 100% Spaghetti Junction, but I love it. I actually really like it. I think it turned out better than like. I was looking at it as I was building it. I'm like, man, this is looking not great. But then I was like, you know what? I actually really like this because it works. And then this is the other problem I was talking about in the time lapse, is that there is honestly just so many trucks coming here. It's not a problem with the roads. The roads are functioning fine. It's just because they go in one by one here and it takes them forever to do it. That's the issue that we're having. Rather than them, like you can see, we have way less cargo trains coming here now. And this is what I said in the time lapse. Like it's mostly trucks now. Like if you have a look at, I'll show you this. If you have a look at where traffic is coming from, so if I just click on this section of the road, you can see they're literally just trucking it directly from industries, like all the way out over here. Like this guy, he's sending it in a truck from here. There's a cargo train station like right here. If you chucked it on that train, that could actually train it out. But I think the issue is because the train line goes out and around like this. Like it goes forever. And I think it's literally the game saying, well, that's going to take way longer than if we just drive it. So then they're ending up taking the highway, which makes sense. That makes sense to me. And I think before we were getting a lot of trains because the only way to get there was actually to drive up to here and use that like highway connections. So then in the game's mind, that probably took longer than sending a train there. So as I was mentioning, I think I'll build another train line, like a slower form train line. So it won't be as smooth and direct as this high speed one, but we'll have one that sort of goes through the mountain. Like obviously we'll have to do a big tunnel here as well, but then we could even do one that sort of just comes around underneath, comes around like this, you know, like maybe an old fashioned train line that was here ages ago and sort of snakes around the place. Obviously is a lower speed as well. And then that can easily connect up to, not that train line, actually the one over here, this cargo line there. So we could connect it up here somewhere or over this side and continue it on. So that is what I was looking at. This river is like absolutely stagnant, which is kind of kind of amazing. Amazing in a bad way. Like, that means we're filling up the river so much down here with sewage that it's just not flowing anymore because it's just filling up. It's basically a lake. It starts flowing around here eventually. Oh, yeah. I also noticed this a while ago, too. Like, that's how much the riverbank has actually risen. Look at this. It's like flowing through the bridge. We got to stop dumping in that river. All right. So anyway, let's get back over here. So what I wanted to do this episode, like I said, we are building this high density or medium density area through here. But it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no real reason that it should exist. What I would like to do is I think we should quickly just zone in this area. Because I feel like this should have something in it. It seems... I'm not quite sure why I directly went to building over there. I don't know. I think it looked nice building over there, so I guess maybe that's why. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this is what I meant to do. Let's have that go to here. So it fills out that area. And then let me just... You know what? Do this. There you go. So that'll go there, and then this can just... I was thinking of connecting it here, but I think... Is that too soon? I think I should just connect on this road somewhere, right? Maybe there. Seems weird only having just the one... I don't know. Let's make it nicer, though. Let's use the grass one. Beautiful. So that'll be through there. And then this I'm actually just going to zone. Let's zone high density. And then we'll do a high-rise band. So then hopefully... Well, actually, they're only going to build as level 1, aren't they? They're not going to level up. So I'm actually going to make this a different district. I guess I could... No, that won't be Sunnyside Square. This can be some other district over this side of the train line, I reckon. Pretty much all of this. So then the other thing I need to do, we were discussing about, is get this high-speed rail line over the other side, because we will want it in this area. That's where I want it to go. So obviously we have it sort of coming down over like this. I'm thinking maybe we, instead of crossing over the highway, this actually just continues maybe this way, comes over here, and then sort of crosses over this way, and then it could even come through here. Oh, but then we got the shipping lane, so that'd be... It might ruin the landscape. Maybe we don't. We can bring it around here. And obviously, you know, that's fine. It can just be a lower speed through this area instead of being a high speed. Like, it doesn't have to be a 300-kilometer-hour speed limit. So if we just sort of slow it down a little bit, it'll probably be fine. All right, let's get the water pipes through here as well. All like that. Looking good. Sewage treatment is still okay as well. Just. I don't know what's going on there. Why was I doing that? There we go. And then let me just adjust this. Oriental Hills. Oh, that's just beautiful, isn't it? It's funny because this isn't a Japanese map. So we want to go for... What do I want to do? High-rise band. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, that's right. So they should hopefully just build there right now. What's the sound like? Actually, that's pretty... Like, there's a train line right there, but it's not that busy. So I guess it used to be busy. Now it doesn't do anything. Are you guys... Oh, okay. That's too big. Like, immediately a building I don't want. Stop. Go away. I want these sides, but those are good. It's annoying because, yeah, that building is still a level 1. That's why it builds it. The rest of these look pretty good. I'm happy with those. And then I wouldn't mind... Let's do some high-density commercial, maybe. I'm going to have to... I'll do some manually placed ones. I don't know, man. Just manually placing the ones you want. Sorry, I was about to cough in that middle of that sentence. Manually placing the buildings you want always looks so much better. Like, it just does. But I think for this purpose, we can sort of have them a little bit more spread out because... This is a little bit more suburban this way rather than that area, so I don't mind it sort of being a little bit more spread out. Especially if we start putting trees in the middle of it all, it'll probably look quite good. So we're just going to get some regular commercial through there, I think. And that will start filling out this. Then we kind of got to figure out how this whole area works. I don't think we're going to have this train station here anymore. Or at least not for the high-speed rail. It could be something else, but for the high-speed rail, I don't think it will be. Alright, so this is then going to go straight along here. Can we get under that? No, we can't. So we won't. So we won't. So this can come down to here, maybe. I don't know what we're doing here, to be honest. Oh, look at that. Emma Street. It's a beautiful name. Oops. Just going to try and keep it roughly in line. So if we do that, and then I bring this here. Like, I want people to be able to, like, walk down this way. And then what I'll even do is actually just get a road here. Also, we appear to be making money again, by the way. Our city treasury is on the rise. So, that's good. You may remember, we seem to, like, we get to these points where we just start losing all the money. And then we sort of just start building it up again. Like, if we have a look at our city stats, let's go to city treasury. Here we go. So, like, say, oh, boo. And then, oh, we fixed it. And then, oh, no, bad. And then I think we kind of fixed it again. I think it's just the imbalance of residential to other zoning. I think we're just, because I'm just building stuff, not really concerning about all this. And I was actually looking at it, I was looking at see what the issue with the budget is, like where we were spending money. And it turns out like, so our industry areas, total profits, like we're making money. Like it's not always 49,000, but it's usually pretty good. But then we look at like public transport, it's like minus 32,000. Even though we have slashed the budgets on those, mind you, our budgets are super low. Like the trains are just expensive, man. They're 29,000. And we also did the higher ticket prices throughout the entire city. So like we're trying to make money on it. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right, so I'm going to do this. I like where that is. So I'm going to go here and go straight on through. I don't know, I kind of like that as like a little road there. So obviously that will go back up that way, join up to the main road, join through there. This can probably all be high density as well. Hopefully no two building. Oh, I don't like that building. We get rid of that one. Hopefully we won't get anything too big. I mean, the zoning area here is pretty small, so they should all be pretty decently sized buildings. I might do that. We didn't turn that into like a little park. That actually might be quite nice to do that. So that will all go there. And then I think down this way, I think that's like good. Oh my God, look how many. Oh, hello. That building should definitely not be there. That should definitely not be in the... I was going to say, we have a lot of people using this bridge, which I really like. It's because they're transferring between that train station and then the bus line, I think. Because I don't think anyone uses this train anymore. Which I think is the exact same problem that we had. Like, I think most people probably drive here or get the other train. And actually, looking at the train line, so the high-speed rail was actually the first one we built, which goes from here all the way directly to here. And almost no one uses that train line anymore. Everyone uses the train line from there to the airport and to the airport to the other place, which makes sense because it means they can sort of transfer here. But I'm thinking we might just get rid of the entire full length one, or we just replace it like you guys said, and we just stop off along the way. So we just have the one train line. But in that case, I do want to redesign this so we don't turn off. We'd probably just have the train station in the middle. Would make the most sense. So that's what I might do. So I think what I'll do, I'll probably look for a custom train station that sort of suits this high-speed rail and looks good. And we'll probably just plonk it in the middle of the rail up here, and then we'll just have a nice connection down to that area. And then go from there. Okay, so the whole point of this is... Oh my lord. Okay, I'm going to have to manually do this. That looks terrible. That looks so bad. Oh no. So bad. All right, let's just do some quick... not residential, commercial. So we're going to just go 2x2s. Here we go. There's not a lot, so maybe not 2x2s. Maybe 3. Here we go. This is a bit better. Some of these buildings look too nice though. Like it's a nicer... No, that was a park. We were leaving that as a park. We'll do it here. Like it's a nicer area, but it's not that nice. I don't mind this taller building. We gotta fill this out with something because that's just gonna be a big empty space if we don't. We gotta put a road there or something. I don't mind this going there. Hang on. Anarchy. Please. Thank you. There we go. Let's get this guy in here. I don't mind that on the corner there. So just move these along. Like these have so much room to just like shuffle. Like by default, the spacing on these buildings is huge. So it's like you got so much, if like you want to add a building in, we could probably fit a whole like other 2 or 3 buildings in this place if we wanted to. But like I said, I want to go. We're not trying to go super dense on this area. We just kind of want to zone it all up. Like it should have stuff in it. Let's try a 3x3 just real quick. Oh, we can do like a little gas station. That makes sense. I don't think we have many of those around. There you go. And then I'll figure out that bit later. Okay, so that sort of all comes through there. That makes more sense. So if we were going to do a light rail, that was kind of what I was thinking. Obviously, we have the main avenue here, and we have a main avenue here. The main avenue almost kind of just splits. Like it's this section and then this section, because the rest of this road, it is still main road, but it sort of heads out this way and goes to the industrial area. So most of the people that I guess would be driving around here probably actually drive over here, or they are not. They just sort of join up here and just go directly there. And I don't think I wanted to have trams going through there because it's going to be so busy. So I'm thinking we could just have a light rail system that goes down this. We could even go all the way up here, really. That goes down this main road and then just turns here and then goes over the bridge. The only problem with that is the bridge is pretty steep. We could try. No, so we could sort of smooth it out a bit. I mean, it's not that bad. Like, it is... We could even lower the rail down. Like, we have enough room that we could just lower it all down a little bit. So maybe what we do, we select this, select that. Is there another one in the middle? No. Select that, and then we select these two. And we just, like, go down the whole thing. Maybe about there. Because then that's more gentle. It's still like a bit of an incline, but it's not too much. So those have all gone down a bit. Now we go take these down a bit. So then it's just a bit smoother. Because then it's still a realistic sort of gradient for the trains to go on. Like it's nothing too steep. You're not going down like 10 meters or anything. It's a gentle change in elevation. There is a big blue tear in the map there. I'm going to have to fix that. Not right now, but I'll fix that. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. So that train should still be fine. I think it still seems realistic enough for me. And then what we're going to do, let's get a tram line. Not that road. Oh, actually, I guess I will have to use this road because I don't have the because that. Wait, no, that's not a custom one. It's just not in here. That came with the game, right? Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it was a custom. I guess it was a custom one. Huh. That really should be in the game. I guess because this came in a different. We came with a different DLC, maybe. All right, fine. I'm just going to use these ones for now. I don't know if I want to download a custom one. All right, let's just go no collision because I don't want to delete anything along the way. It's going to come up and over. It's going to be on the ground. It does remove our beautiful trees, though, unfortunately, but that's okay. So it does mean we also have more lanes on this the road the entire way, which, look, I don't know if I'm a big fan of that, but I liked having the single lanes around here. So I'm thinking what we do, we just have this go here, and then maybe have the trams come around the back and just join it back up again, because otherwise I don't really know where they're going to go. Actually, you know what? We should probably just go up here to the train station and then come back around that way. Because it makes more sense, because if there's no connection to the train station, like what the hell's the point of this? Because then you could transfer off the train, get on the tram, go that way. That makes more sense. Let's do that. yeah, that makes way more sense. So we're going to go up this road. Oh, there's a tiny, tiny bit of road there. That's really bad. We shouldn't have that road there. Let me just do this. It's really bad to have those tiny sections of the road because the game likes to freak out on those sometimes. There we go. And then, so this will come up here. Now we're only going to use these tram tracks as a one-way through here, but I don't want to build a one-way road, so we're just going to keep it all two-way. So that'll be like that. Now we do have a bus line. Where does the bus line go? That's kind of important because we don't want to do the same thing as a bus. Oh, that's okay. The bus goes this way. It goes further down. So the tram will be here, go up here, and then sort of come along the main road there. So I guess you could use the bus if you're trying to get down this way or even connect through there. So that's okay. Nice. All right. That's all good. So let's get more of this guy. That's going to come up here and come around. We get elevated. And then on the ground, through here. And then I guess we got to turn around somewhere for now. I wish I could just... I wish it was just an easy little turnaround you could build. So I'm just going to do this and then... See, I would use that, but then that doesn't actually connect. And I don't really want to connect that. Oh, you know what we could do? Instead of having a road there, what if we do a tram road? Like, what if we just do a road only for trams? I do have houses on it, though, so that would probably break them. But I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. All right, so that's going to go there, and then this can just come around. This is going to be a two-way, because I still want this... Again, I want this road to be two-way. I don't want it to just be one-way. And then that will come through there. And just join up to that. Why are you unhappy about that? It's like the best thing that ever happened in your life to have trams right there in front, on your doorstep, mate. Though I can't imagine these are going to be too happy and work still. Although maybe they might be close enough to this road and this road, though. That's the thing. They put them there manually. I mean, they seem to be okay. So I don't know. They're not complaining about it. All right, let's build a tram. So we need a tram depot, though. So where's that going to go? Oh, the industrial area is like perfect for it. Like through here is like so good. Like this whole industrial space. Oh man, can we? But then how would I get the trams over? That's the thing. Like then we have to connect it up somewhere. I guess over here could work. Because we still got the train station here. It's kind of a bit of a weird place. Let's try to do it down here somewhere. Let's go. This will be a tram station here somewhere. Are we on smooth placement? No, straight slope. There we go. Through to there. And then let's have a look. So we're going to build this guy. Oh, that way. That's not too bad. And then I don't know what else this will be. And then I'm going to have to change that high-speed rail at some point too. So that's going to come down here. I mean, it's kind of a shame not to build a tram line here now that we have a tram road. I guess we can expand the tram network. That's what we could do, I guess. We could have a separate tram line that runs out this way maybe and then joins up to that one. I don't know. Then it's like, why did we build all that? You might as well just have it. No, I don't know. Dude, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what we should do, because I'm getting confused by this tram line now. It's throwing me off. But what we're going to do for now, it's going to be like this, all right? So we're going to go here. And then it's going to come down there. We'll stop right by the bus stop. So same stops so far. We'll come off that main road up to here. Yeah, no, I'll go there. Then we'll stop there. Then we'll stop here. What the hell? Why can't we... What is going... Okay. There's something weird going on at this section. I might need to just rebuild this section, because that's... that shouldn't be like that. Okay, on the ground. Let's just go to there. Okay, let's not do that, because it's too high. Let's go to there. Oh, sorry. Go... No. No, I need the node. And then I'm going to set the height to that. There you go. That's better. And then this can go to there. Okay, that should be fine. Hopefully it doesn't mess up those buildings, but we'll see. Okay, so then back to here. Is this going to work now? Okay, yeah, all good. I don't know. That was really weird. Right, I'm going to stop here before we go over the bridge. Then we'll stop. We really should stop. We'll stop. Okay, fine. We'll stop there next to the bus stop, because that just makes sense. And then we'll do another one. I guess here probably is good, rather than being on the main road. So if we just go there and then come back. Yeah, that works. Okay, so this is what it is for now. Okay. So one stop's there, so I'm actually going to stop. Is that before or after it? Maybe after, because then you don't have to cross the road if you want to go. Sure, whatever. We'll stop there, and then it'll come up and around. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I don't have any custom trams. Man, we gotta get some of those. Alright, so we'll go 4. I don't know how many we're going to need. We're going to go 4 for now. It's not a super huge place. I don't see anyone yet, but it could flood. We don't know. So we'll see how we go. So we've got the light rail system up and running. It does seem like a shame not to have a tram line here with all these tram tracks that I had to build just just to build a depot. So we might expand that. All right, so that makes more sense now. That this has like a really strong public transport infrastructure through it. We've got the tram, we've got the light rail, and we've got the bus. The train is also there. I think if we can get... So we've got a tunnel for the train here. I think maybe if we bring the train out here, maybe come straight here, we can get a station like right here. This could be a good spot for it. And then the train could sort of come around maybe under this section here and come into the main area. So it'll be like there, then stop here or something. And that'll be the sort of line through here. So it'll be there, here, there. That sort of covers the area as well, which is quite good. And then we could even sort of bring it around depending on how we build it all out. All right, well, I'm going to leave this part here. And I'll see how these trams go. I want to work on the light rail. Not the light rail. Well, actually, I do want to work on that, to be fair. To be fair, I do, because we need to expand it anyway. And then I want to work on the existing slow rail line. I want to do a more direct route. And I want to expand the high-speed rail to probably end and terminate over here rather than here. And I want to change the station that's over here to be sort of on the track. And yeah, that's kind of the plan. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.